When I normally start reviewing a musical, I start by singing a popular song from it, or my favourite song from it. But I can't remember any of the songs. Butterfly, butterfly. That's all I remember. The Go-Between, with the beautiful, as you can see, Michael Crawford. Okay, so Michael Crawford wasn't in it, which is fine. And I had a chat with a lot of the people who worked at the theatre, and I said I hope everyone was really polite about that, because he was ill, and that is totally not a problem. He's entitled to be ill the way anyone else is. But we're not going to talk about etiquette of people going to the theatre, we're going to talk about the show. Okay, so we had understudy Colston, or Leo, which was Robert Traynor, and he was absolutely fantastic. And then we also had understudy Marion, played by Jessica Duncan, who was also beautifully brilliant. The whole cast as a whole were just amazing. It was, right. The Go-Between is about a man called Leo looking back on his life. I knew nothing about this going in. I'll be honest, the reason we booked tickets was because my mum is a huge fan of Michael Crawford. And funnily enough, going into the theatre, I turned to her and said I had just had this inkling that he wasn't going to be there, and I said I really hope he is. And he wasn't. Not a problem. The actors were fantastic. It was just, I don't know, it was so different. It was so different to any other standard musical, and that's not to say that musicals I don't enjoy now, it was different, and a really good different, because I wouldn't describe it as a musical, I'd describe it as a play with music that truly enhances the story, but it's not about the music, and the score is incredibly difficult. It's not in any way easy to learn. Like, I pride myself on being able to learn things pretty quickly, and I usually come away from a show where I don't know the music knowing some of it, but as I said at the beginning, I can remember very little, and so it's a testament to the actor's skill to be able to learn this show, particularly learning several parts as understudies. That's incredibly impressive. It's difficult. The whole story, it just moves you, because I came away from it with a certain message that is not necessarily the message that everyone would come away with, and I think everyone will take something different from this show, and they will take something relevant to their own stories in life, and that is a beautiful thing. I noticed a lot of people coming out of the show disappointed, and I have a strong suspicion that a lot of those people would not have had those thoughts had they seen Michael Crawford. But I appreciate everyone's got different opinions, but I think it's more that it's different to what people expect. When people think of Michael Crawford, they most likely think Phantom of the Opera. And while there was someone with a disfigured face in the show, it's completely different. But I know there was a reason that this was picked. When you're someone like Mr. Crawford, you can pick and choose the work that speaks to you, and there's obviously a reason he picked this story, and I think it's because it's endearing and it's honest, and it's told essentially from the eyes of a young boy. Speaking of, the two boys we had were incredibly talented. I had Samuel Menenik as Marcus and Luca Green as Leo, and they were absolutely fantastic. I saw this on Saturday matinee, by the way. They were brilliant. Everybody in this cast was beautiful, just wonderful. And yes, so the set was just a lot of chairs basically, and there were lots of books in the front, which was really gorgeous, and I love books. She says you can't really see, but I'm sat in front of my bookshelf. I love books, so I've really appreciated that. And it's a very intimate theatre, and I think that's another reason why this performance really worked. I don't think it would work in a bigger venue. I can also see this working incredibly well in the round. I thought that would have been nice. That's what dawned on me when I was watching. But it was very intimate, and I think that enhanced it greatly, because the plot, as I said, I spoke to everyone differently, I think. For me, my highlight, aside from the beautiful acting and singing, was the scenery in the background was just gorgeous. It was so poignant and striking at any given moment in the show. It worked exceptionally well, and this play makes me want to use loads of long words because I just feel like short words aren't getting the point across enough. The score, as I said, the music was stunning, really difficult to learn but gorgeous, and the lighting was on point. Oh my goodness, did I love the lighting. I haven't seen a show where the lighting has stood out for me in a really long time. It was stunning, it was beautiful, it worked so well with the story that whoever, in fact I'm going to find out who was the lighting designer for this show because they were gorgeous. Tim Lutkin, either way, he was great. It was beautiful. Oh my goodness, the whole thing was just great, and it was so sad to see a half-empty theatre. It was heartbreaking, actually, really sad. I was supposed to be in the top tier and I ended up in row E of the stalls because it was barely booked, and it's rubbish. And the reason for that is because it's not a show that people know, and people don't go and see shows if they don't know what they're about. Surprise yourself, amaze yourself, and go and see something different like The Go-Between because it's beautiful. And a man like Michael Crawford, an incredibly talented man, would not pick something like this if he didn't think it was worth seeing. He obviously chose this because he appreciated the story. And, well, I'm assuming he did. I'm assuming there's a good reason for it. And I also went to Stage Door and I just spoke to a few of the actors just to congratulate them. Sometimes it's nice to go to Stage Door and just say, well done, instead of getting a photo and an autograph. Just let them know they did a great job, because that's really, especially understudies, because understudies don't get told that very often. And I ended up speaking to Jessica Duncan, who was understudy Marion, for a really long time, and she was so lovely. She gave me incredible advice about becoming an actor, because that's my own life ambition. And she gave incredible advice, and I'm so grateful for that, and she was really happy to talk to me. And yeah, it was lovely. It was just a really lovely afternoon all round, and I would highly recommend it. Please, please go and see it. If you're umming and ahhing, just do it, because even if you don't necessarily enjoy it like you would a better known musical like Les Mis or Thriller Live, which is next door, even if you don't enjoy it like those, you'll still take away a lot more, I think. It's a very intelligent show. And that is everything. Thank you very much for watching. I will see you on Friday with, I'm not entirely sure what yet, but it will be I have a sneaking suspicion it will be a review of a TV series. So yes, thanks for watching. Bye!